Our guest speaker for today. May I call on the Manager of Global Education and Industry Relations Office, Mr. Caleb Donny E. Conyate, introduce our guest speaker.
Hi everyone, our special guest today is the sales manager of sales and distribution of Air Asia. She's responsible for sales team leadership, driving sales and distribution revenue, and contributing to marketing and business strategy. She manages the sales team covering regions of Greater Manila, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. She brings with her almost 30 years of account management, sales, and marketing experience from travel information technology, channel distribution, and travel management industries. Her extensive experience covers travel agency operations, specializing in handling travel requirements of key corporate accounts, selling technology solutions, and account management while building a loyal subscriber base. She also has a vast experience in driving new businesses and establishing strategic alliances while forging strong client relationships to increase new revenue stream. She joined Travel Port in 1998. She started as an account support executive, then she became a senior account executive, then business development manager. Her major functions there included retention and growth of customer base through providing superlative account management and offering new solutions, products, and or incentives. In 2011, she joined the Ticket Store Company Limited as operations manager. She was responsible for providing the best service, the best advice and assistance for every travel requirement while accomplishing business objectives. She earned her bachelor's degree in tourism from the University of the Philippines, Diliman in 1991. Ladies and gentlemen, again, the sales manager of sales and distribution of Air Asia. Please welcome Ms. Grace Cipriano. Hi, Ma'am Grace.
Hello. Hello, everyone.
Good afternoon po, Ma'am Grace.
Good afternoon. I hope you can hear me well.
Yes,
No.
all clear po, ma'am.
Okay. So can we start the presentation now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. The cloud is yours po.
Okay, so thank you everyone. Thank you for giving AirAsia this opportunity to be part of your Practicum lecture series. I am Grace and representing the sales team of AirAsia. Next slide, please. Okay, undeniably, the aviation industry has been severely impacted by the current pandemic. In fact, it was one of the first industries that felt the effects of COVID-19 as a global risk, disrupting airline operations since last year. AirAsia was not spared from this crisis. Pre-pandemic, the trajectory of the airline industry has always exceeded its target to complement the growing tourist arrivals. However, in 2019, figures of 8.2 million tourist arrivals had significantly dropped by more than 80%. So we only had a total of 1.3 million arrivals in 2020. So this afternoon, I will discuss AirAsia's journey and how we adapted to the current challenges. I was given the topic, that says AirAsia in the new normal. So I'll discuss what we have done to cope with this, sad situation that we are all in now. Next slide, please. Okay, so AirAsia as an airline, who we are. Next slide. Okay, just to give you a brief background on who we are, AirAsia started with only just two airlines. Today, it's a global brand with 8 airlines in 24 hub destinations. In 2001, when we first started in Malaysia, and then in 2004, Mr. Tony Fernandez put up Thailand and Indonesia. It was 2012 when AirAsia Philippines started. So just to highlight a few of our key milestones, we are now present in 23 countries and we have 284 aircrafts. We are present in 147, we have 147 destinations, 350 routes, including 85 unique ones, meaning to say AirAsia will be the only carrier flying that route. So we have been voted as the world's best low-cost airline for 11 consecutive years at the Skytrax World Airlines Awards. AirAsia is a true ASEAN country. We are connected to all 10 ASEAN countries, namely Brunei, Cambodia, Indonesia, Laos, Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand, Vietnam, and the Philippines. Next slide. Next slide. Okay, a few accolades that we have been receiving in the past years, highlighting on us being the world's best low-cost carrier for 11 years consecutively. Next, please. We fly around 90 million guests annually, and 60% of those guests are actually first-timers, because we make it a point that we make flying affordable so that everyone can fly. Okay, next. So just to show you our network, on the next slide. Okay, here is AirAsia's network. Not shown here are the flights to Zamboanga and General Santos, which we mounted in October 2020. However, pre-COVID, we have 2,131 weekly flights to 12 destinations and 15 international destinations. Next, please. Okay, indeed, COVID-19 halted a lot of dreams. However, in AirAsia, we never stopped dreaming big. If there's a silver lining that has dispensed out of this pandemic, it is the opportunity to pivot quickly towards digital transformation. We embarked on a transformation journey to become more than just an airline, with the inclusions of hotels, holidays, activities, and online shopping on our travel and lifestyle platform via the AirAsia Super App, or you can see that on airasia.com. Okay, next. So we are ASEAN's first super app. AirAsia is always about people. We democratized flying 19 years ago and enabled millions to travel and to explore. We pride ourselves in being disruptive leader, connecting the ASEAN region, providing value, simplicity, and inclusivity for everyone. Now with airasia.com, we are enabling everyone to fly, to stay, to shop, to eat, and all the convenience of one super app. Okay, next. Okay, so next slide.
Holidays have always been a click away. But why stop there? Today, you could do so much more. You can go further. Be different. You can be more. More stylish. More adventurous. More daring. More crafty. More fancy. Just do you. You can eat more, get fresh food straight from the source, or try something new. Click to pay and boom, delivered straight to your home. You can spend more and gain way more. No matter who you are or where you are, there's so much more to experience with AirAsia.com, the ASEAN super app.
Okay, can you go one slide up? Okay. No, down. One more. The one with the AirAsia.com, and then there's like a family tree up. That's it. No, that one. Okay. So just to explain to you on how we managed everything now, the entire business, we are no longer just an airline. We are leading travel and lifestyle platform company in the Asia Pacific region, providing low-cost transport, travel, and lifestyle services, as well as financial services. So if you will notice in the AirAsia ecosystem, you'll see there airlines, and then there's other line of businesses, and then the financial services that we have. Okay, so we started a low-cost carrier with operations in Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, and the Philippines, also in India. And we have carried more than 600 million guests to over 160 destinations across our network in Asia, Australia, and the US. So last August 2019, we embarked on a transformation journey to become more than just an airline. So we changed the business model. We totally changed the entire business model of AirAsia. So now we are not just offering flight tickets. We now also offer hotels. We have flight plus hotel packages, activities, and online shopping on AirAsia.com. As flight resumed, we will roll out more offers and promotions to support the lifestyle needs of our customer. So that's how we are, and that's how we try to cope up with what's happening around us now. So if you could go to slide number 14. Okay. So our success is driven by 2,400 all-stars working together to deliver our core competencies. Okay, so our number one objective, or our number one motto, is dare to dream, because we are dreamers, and we want to be market leader, and we want to disrupt the market. One AirAsia, meaning to say we have a huge network. We are present all over Asia, and we take advantage of that as well. People first, because we put our people first, because when employees are happy, they are your best ambassadors, basically. And safety always, of course, safety is always our priority. We are also guest obsessed, meaning to say because you don't earn loyalty in a day, you actually earn it day by day. And of course, last but not the least, we make things happen, because no is simply not an answer. We have to have that. There has to be a solution attitude. Okay, next. Okay. AirAsia's ecosystem drives high traffic on AirAsia.com. So as a group, we have over 21 million contactable members, meaning to say these are all active members, and 900,000 members are in the Philippines. We get over 229 million monthly page views on the website, where we do promotions of our flights, hotels, and activities per destination. And in the Philippines, we get approximately 850,000 website users per month. Okay, next. Okay, we also have our mobile app with a total of 51 million downloads and 4.1 million active users. In the Philippines, we have a total of around 205,000 active users. Next. We are also present in the online world. We have over 55 million fans across the group. In the Philippines, we have 12.6 million followers on Facebook and 168,000 followers on Instagram, and each day this is still increasing. So as you can see, we have a very strong social media presence. So why am I saying this? Next slide. Okay, because this is the new normal. Okay, the world has changed, and the traditional businesses we know pre-pandemic is no longer the same. The business landscape has evolved, and those who are not fast enough to cope will close down eventually. Okay, next slide. So we are currently seeing this trend happening right now. And number one trend that we are seeing is the increasing adaptation of digital payments. Just to let you know that a GCash transaction alone has reached 1 trillion in 2020. And they expect that to double by end of 2021. So just imagine the movement of e-wallet around us. It's like in the trillions already. And Shopee also saw 4 times uplift in the total number of orders completed by its mobile wallet across the region. Okay. And then because e-commerce is booming, we are actually seeing logistics playing a major role. Okay, it will become more important as consumers continue to rely on e-commerce platforms and develop greater expectations for efficient deliveries. So in 2020, Shopee Express, that's Shopee's express delivery service, they expanded their geographical coverage to reach even more users, including the rural areas. Shopee said also that they saw more brands tapping on its efficient logistics infrastructure with a 3 times increase in brand items shipped within its warehouse in 2020. And we are also seeing consumer rebound, meaning to say as consumer confidence returns, so will spending with revenge shopping sweeping through all sectors as pent-up demand is unleashed. In AirAsia, we are actually preparing for this and we call it the revenge travel. After all the lifting of all the restrictions by all LGUs, for sure you'll see a lot of people booking their vacation or visiting families and friends from all over the Philippines. Okay. And because of that, we also forecast that leisure travel will bounce back, but definitely business travel will be a little bit on the slow side because companies have proven that you can actually work from home and do virtual meetings and you can accomplish things without being physically there. So there will be a little movement on the corporate side. Okay, and of course, this you see every day, there's a new wave of innovations and launch of new entrepreneurs. Actually, you would see even on Facebook that you have your titos and titas selling something. Your friend learned how to bake over this lockdown, and then now they are starting to sell. So in the US, actually, third quarter of 2020 alone, there were more than 1.5 million new businesses applications. Okay, that's almost double the figure for the same period in 2019. Okay, and of course, lastly, digitally driven companies to gain more advancement because definitely there's no going back. The great acceleration in the use of technology, digitization, and new forms of working is going to be sustained. Many executives reported that they have moved 20 to 25 times faster than they thought possible on things like building supply chain redundancy improving data security, and increasing the use of advanced technology in operations. So here is my question for you. So the question is, how will you stand out, and how will you prepare so that when you apply for the job, the employer will choose you? How do you bring yourself close to the current demand? So I suggest you start reading a lot, look at trends, and find out the latest trends in your chosen industry. Take lessons. Be ready to answer the interviewer's question. You know, if the interviewer would ask you, what did you do during the lockdown? Because whatever you say, what do you do during your spare time will definitely tell so much about you. And of course, most of all, be digitally savvy. Okay, so I'm sharing with you this write-up. It says the advancement into the digital age. Next. Okay. So the advantage into the digital age and industrial revolution 4.0 has rendered digital skills as a necessity. It's a necessity for employees and business alike. In the current landscape, even prior the onset of the pandemic 19. Even before the pandemic, we had begun to see rapid rise in demand for technology-related jobs and incessant decrease in demand for traditional roles. That's by Ram Gopal Raj of Red Beat Academy. So knowing what I've said, and if you have listened to my presentation, think about that gap. You can always up your skills. You can take additional lessons, and you can read a lot and be digitally ready. Okay, can you go to the next slide? As the owner of AirAsia would say, believe in the unbelievable, dream the impossible, and never take no for an answer. So that's from Tony Fernandez. And that's it for me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Miss Grace, for that wonderful and very informative uh, speech together with AirAsia. And nakakatuwa po na nandito kayo with us. And I think we can open now the floor for any questions from our participants. TJ?
Hello everyone, to all our participants, especially to our FB Live. If you have any question, just type your question on the comment box po, and we will ask it to Miss Grace Cipriano po. And here in
Yes, TJ. Nakakatuwa, no? We all knew that AirAsia is just an airline. But upon hearing Miss Grace a while ago, talagang nag-shift na rin sila. Even big companies right now are doing their own parang ways to provide not only in just one product. Diba?
Yes, correct.
Yes.
Especially yung sinabi niya nung huli kung paano, especially tayo mga student, paano ba tayo magiging ready in the future. So yun, let's spend our time to gain more skills and gather some competency dahil sa mga new normal na nangyayari. So we can adjust ourselves. So time pa. So yun.
Ako, Ma'am Grace, personally, I have a question. Since
Yes.
AirAsia is doing a lot of reformatting and adapting to the new normal. For us, as a consumer po, kasi since I love AirAsia, and are there any po ba, like difficulties in adjusting how much will be the fare? Or paano po siya nakaka-apekto sa mga consumer since AirAsia is known for its low budgeted cost airline po?
Actually, if you check the fares now, even it's AirAsia or any other carrier, the fares are actually cheap. It's really low now. However, the confidence of people to travel, is it safe? The requirements are just too many. A lot of travelers are discouraged to travel, so that's the problem. But you're asking me if it's cheap. It's cheap now. Now I think now is the best time to buy tickets. Even if you don't have any plans of traveling, you can buy tickets for next year, or or by end of the year, because now is the best time to buy. Because
Thank
after we reach the rebound revenge travel, if we reach that stage, fares are going to be high. It will definitely increase.
I see. And napansin ko rin, Miss Grace, yung promo nyo is like, ano na siya, unlimited na yung rebooking niya. It's free.
The rebooking is free. It's unlimited because, as you know, the restrictions, diba? Like we're expecting another lockdown, so it's beyond our control. It's also, nobody wants that. So yeah, we offered na lang free rebooking because kawawa naman mga tao.
Yes po. And I have a question here po from a student from Trinity University of Asia. She asked po if ever kailangan daw pong mag-apply ng job, kailangan daw po ba is graduate ng either any hospitality courses or pwede rin pong with other courses?
Actually, if you noticed earlier, I showed the three, how do you say it? Three core businesses of AirAsia. So we have the airline. Under the airline, it's the usual airline operation thing. But there's another pillar that says other line of businesses, diba? And then there's another pillar that handles the finances, the microfinancing. Most companies now, because everyone is trying to reinvent themselves, there are so many jobs, and this pandemic actually opened so many other opportunities or other jobs which the current workforce doesn't have. So what I'm saying is most companies are experiencing there's a skills gap. So even us here in AirAsia, we are trying to learn. There are classes that being offered to us internally, like for example, BigQuery. So it's like programming a database, or social media marketing, or analysis. And then there are paid classes for data scientists or artificial intelligence. So these are positions that are not there before, and it's now be needed. We have somebody here who just manage our social media content and analyzes Facebook marketing, and the likes, and the interaction within Facebook, something like that. So and now we also have the parang equivalent to Grab, which is our shop, and Lazada and Shopee. So we have our shop, and then you just try to see and find out where you fit in. What I'm saying is, the usual, the traditional job may not be available, but there are other jobs that are available, and I believe that the younger generations are more can easily fit into that job, especially if you talk about digital, or being if you're talking about social media, because you guys are TikTokers, and you do Facebook a lot, you do Instagram. So just take, like, let's say, additional courses that would improve your for example, social media content. So that's another role that some companies are looking at. And or if you're into analytics, you can take that analytics course for social media. So many things. If you like doing Photoshop, you can go to creatives and do that job. So yeah, there are so many opportunities out there. Don't just look at the problem like, it's pandemic. So many people lost their job, and then here we are graduating. What will happen to us, right? So for every problem, there is an opportunity, and try to find that opportunity. So the future is not that dark. Yeah.
Thank you, Miss Grace. And nakakatuwa na the future is still bright. Right?
Yes, of
Kasi
course.
yan, ang daming nag-worry, especially us po, Miss Grace, ng mga graduating students. And ang daming nagtatanong kasi mostly ang alam lang and ang napopromote in social media is more on being a flight attendant, a cabin crew member. But there are a lot of opportunities po talaga, especially if we will develop our skills and hobbies. Yung
Exactly.
hobbies, especially yung mga nagtitiktok dyan, and ang daming nagtitiktok sa amin.
Do you know that we are actually looking for TikTokers within the company, because syempre we use our own talent, and we really promote TikTokers or influencers within the company.
Nakakatuwa po, Miss Grace. And meron po tayong questions. Sabi po dito, what is the advantage daw po of an AirAsia app compared to the other applications?
Okay, the other applications that we have, let's say, for example, they only sell an item, or it's not a full circle 360, because in AirAsia shop you can do your flights, you can do your hotel, you can do your activities, you can buy concert tickets, you can do shopping, you can buy fresh foods, and eventually we will have in the platform like similar to Grab, and then wherein you can actually do the delivery, or you can also order food, something like that. So it's everything is there, everything you need is there. And then also we have our own payment gateway. Although this is available in Malaysia now, it's not yet trickled down here in the Philippines, but eventually it will be, trickled down here.
Oh, grabe pala ang big step na ginawa ni AirAsia. Kumbaga, ma'am, ang ginawa po nila sa AirAsia is pinagsalo-salo po nila lahat, no? Like, we have, marami tayong alam ng mga individual app, as you mentioned earlier po, pero sa AirAsia app, ang ginawa niya, pinagsama-sama po. So, we have another question from Mr. Peter Lopez. So his question is, in the flight attendant requirements, does height proportional to weight mean your BMI must be normal or just look healthy?
Hindi ko masasagot yun kasi I'm not an FA. But I would say normal naman. You don't have to be super thin. We don't recommend that. We want healthy looking cabin crews.
Yes, so in terms of...
Mm-hmm. Correct, partner. Actually, ang daming interested when it comes nga for being a flight attendant, since most of the attendees here are mga future FA. Pero I think right now, if ever there will be postings from AirAsia, you must follow them on their social media pages kasi nandun yung requirements. And alam ko rin, when it comes to being an FA, since I have an experience myself, so dun yung abangan yung kanilang announcement. Yun. Then, Miss Grace, I think this will be the last question from our Dean. Ang question po ni Dean is, Can you give us daw po a picture of how will be a corporate culture is like in AirAsia?
Okay. We have a very young crowd. And dito kasi sa AirAsia, pag sinabi sa yung sayaw, sayaw. Pag sinabi sa yung kanta, kanta. So, masaya siya. We work hard, but we also play hard. Sayang, I can't show the picture of our head office. Well, if you will look at I think if you Google it, try to type Red Q. That's RED and then letter Q. Red Q AirAsia Malaysia. Just type something like that. You'll see the AirAsia head office. Okay. So in our office, we have our own salon. We have our own parang fast food center, and then there's a big slide in the middle because our boss, pag nagmamadali siya, he wants to slide down. So ganon kabaliw yung mga tao sa AirAsia, and we're always dressed down. Yeah, except syempre when we talk to important people, or we have a important meeting, then we dress up. But basically, it's really dressed down. Yeah, but it's fun. It's fun.
Exciting nga, Miss Grace, no? Lalo na dun sa slide, nakaka-curious yun kasi parang yun yung laging pinopromote na parang mala-Google po yung yung
Yes.
theme ng AirAsia.
We actually have a Google room in Malaysia. We call it Google Room. And then, I don't know. I think part of it was designed by Google. It's like Google, similar to a Google office.
Yeah,
even here in the office, we have a swing in the middle. I just can't show it because I'm inside the conference area.
I see. Ma'am, yung location ng office nyo here in the Philippines, I think it's near in Naiya, tama po?
We are actually located at the mezzanine area of Terminal 3, Naiya Terminal 3. So if you have a flight, text me. I'll give you a tour here in the office.
Ayan, automatic free tour from Miss Grace.
Kasi we're working from home now. It's just now I went to the office. Because
Yes, ma'am. Thank you po for that wonderful experience, and hopefully we will meet you soon personally and TJ.
Yes. So if you have any question, you can just email Miss Grace Cipriano, and here is her email. I'll send it to the comment box. So if you have any question, just email Miss Grace so she can answer it. Thank you. And now let's move forward on awarding of certificate. So let me read the citation. Trinity University of Asia College of Hospitality and Tourism Management Certificate of Recognition. This certificate goes to Ms. Grace Cipriano for her invaluable contribution as a keynote speaker to the webinar entitled Practicum Lecture Series, AirAsia Airlines in the New Normal. Given this 30th day of July 2021, Trinity University of Asia, Cathedral Heights, Quezon City, signed by our Tourism Department Head Advisor, Dr. Ronald G. Manzano, and our Hospitality Management Department Head Advisor, and the Local Council Advisor, Professor Alden D. Tolentino, and lastly, the Dean of College of Hospitality and Tourism Management, Dr. Fernando B. Trinidad III.
Thank you so much po, Ms. Grace.
Thank you.
We are looking forward po to another webinar with you and AirAsia. We learned a lot from today, and we will send the digital copy to you in a while. And if you have anything pa po to say with our participants?
That's it for me. Just remember, how will you be able to maximize this lockdown? It's not the end of the world. It could be a beginning of, a new something for you. So it's up to you how you maximize it, how you benefit from what's happening now, and or how to adapt to whatever is in front of you. But giving up is definitely not a solution, but rather try to improve yourself, take lessons, learn new things. Excel, doing Excel is not just doing basic Excel is not Excel unless you really excel in Excel. So that's quite confusing. But anyway, what I'm saying is try to improve yourself and try to prepare so that after this pandemic, you come out bigger and stronger and, ready to conquer the world. So to everyone, good luck and thank you again for inviting me and have a nice day.
Thank you so much again, Miss Grace Cipriano. We really enjoyed the moment with you today, ma'am. And for those participants who will answer the evaluation form, you will receive a certificate of participation upon filling out the evaluation form. Ayan, automatic nyo po siyang ma-receive once you finish it. And kasali kayo sa ating raffle in a short while. And now, for the closing remarks, may we call on the Department Head of Tourism Management, Dr. Ronald Z. Manzano. Doc Dudes?
Thank you, Diane. Thank you, TJ. Good afternoon, everyone. First and foremost, we would like to give honor and appreciation to our valued guest, Ma'am Grace Cipriano. Indeed, at this time of uncertainties, we must learn to evolve and adjust to remain competitive and relevant. Like AirAsia, our situation should not deter us from adapting and diversifying to cope with the demands of time, like through digital transformation or any other means. Even AirAsia has adopted a new business model, which is offering travel and lifestyle platform. So dear students, you can emulate AirAsia's battle cry, no? Dare to dream and make things happen. Again, we thank Ma'am Grace for your valuable insights. You have opened the mindsets of our students to continue to strive and persevere even at this so-called new normal. We have seen the trends and I believe our students are willing to take the challenge. Maraming salamat po uli sa inyo, Ma'am Grace. And we would also like to thank all of our guests and participants for joining our simple discussion today. And we are also grateful for the participation of the faculty and the members of the Trinity University of Asia family, and of course, the organizers of this particular event. Mabuhay po tayong lahat at maraming salamat po sa inyo.